Hello, Mzansi. Welcome yet again to Gospel News SA. I go by the name of Portia Dlamini, and yes, I'm going to be your host this evening. So thank you so much for making a turn onto our channel. If you haven't subscribed onto our channel, I don't know what you are doing. Just make sure that you are hitting the notification bell, you're subscribing, so that you are always up to date when it comes to all things Gospel News SA. Today I have an incredible young man. He describes himself as a soulful vocalist, a musician, and a producer. And he goes by the name of Casner Psallo, and he's with me this evening. Just give me a few seconds to just welcome him onto our show. How are you doing this afternoon? Oh, evening.
Good evening, Pasha. How are you?
I am absolutely amazing. First of all, thank you so much for making time to just spend it with me this beautiful evening as we just divulge into your new single.
Awesomeness.
All right. Before we go any further, let's just get into the introductions. For those people who don't know you, I've been following you around for a while, but for those who don't know you, who is Casner Psallo? Where is he from? And yeah, what type of person is he?
Yeah, I would say for those who actually have a little bit of a background about me, they would just say Casner Psallo is like a music geek. I've always been this person who really loves creating new content out of funny objects, whether it's a tin of like Roy coffee, anything. That has just been me. Creating sound, writing words in a certain pattern where kind of merges with the sound that I make. So holistically, that's why I'm more of a producer than a vocalist. So by default, I just found myself where I had to record a project so that I can come out in this way. But Casner Psallo is a young man from, I was born and bred, raised up in Rustenburg, and I was brewed in Gauteng province from Soweto. I went back to Pretoria, North. At some point, I found myself in Midrand. So yeah, I would say brewed in Gauteng province, but most of my upbringing was from Rustenburg, Foxlake, Tlhabane Foxlake.
So ngwanako Rasti,
yeah, actually, yeah. Even if even like back home, this music thing kind of gave me a problem because back home, if you don't study mining, if you don't study anything that is around the Platinum City, when you talk about music, nobody's not trying to hear you. So I was kind of forced to kind of find myself in Gauteng province.
Look, that was actually going to be my next question. I mean, Wanako Rasti, having so many, what's the word? Comments, for lack of a better word, of everyday objects and having such a creative way of expressing everyday things. I wanted to ask then, what motivated you to get into music, like now full time, if I may put it that way?
I think this journey really began way before I was born. I'm like my mom and my aunt and my late grandfather, who was a bishop. They were kind of groomed within a church where they loved to sing a lot. So the Karakatako Apostol, Pashapa Matoho, it's all vocals, and so my mom was part of the praise team, all my aunts. So I believe that me being born here on earth, I was kind of, carried within the same genes of falling in love first with ministry and then holistically music.
Look, I can actually hear it in your tone. Like you do have that strong jazz. Let's appreciate that. But also that whole, also that African home, easy to relate with and just so magical to hear. You've got a really incredible voice. But I don't want to talk too much about that because the listeners and our viewers are going to hear your song later on. But I still want us to get to know you a little more. All right. And then if I was to ask you randomly, if it wasn't music, what else?
Shucks, that has been the most toughest question. I mean, like, I studied mechanical engineering, actually. I have a diploma in it. And a question should be, what then happened? I always found myself finding ways to kind of creep into music. I once tried to, work aside, do something that is different from this, and I just found myself in the most awkwardest moments. I just think this is just a calling. Like, it just bothers me. I cannot really, I think some people have option B in life. Music is just option B. First, you are a lawyer, part-time, you can do music. Some of us, I don't know, man, it's like a whip from heaven. God is just saying, hey, man, it's either music or no music. So you are kind of forced to make this work. So yeah.
Look, there's a specific reason why I'm asking you that question. Because, with what we do, we get a lot of young people asking us the question. I've got a passion. I've got a desire to do the specific thing. Family is not buying into it. And you've got a diploma in mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what it was like to talk to your parents and be like, this is what I'm doing.
Oh, man, I don't want to lie. It was actually my late father.
Condolences.
Yeah, my late father was the one who was more into the engineering world. What will the community say? Because he was also like a big man at the mine. So his son had to live up to that standard. And unfortunately, his son had soft hands, a light heart. I loved music more than doing gardening. I didn't love washing the car. I didn't love chilling with my gang. I always found myself in my room, writing poems. I found myself in some funny little corners of ciphers where people are just doing spoken word. That was my life. And I think for my father, it was a bit tricky because he has never experienced that. For my mom, it was more of, well, I grew up in a ministry type of home. So if you're going to be doing singing, it's nothing really different from what we've been doing. So yeah, the support hasn't been that of great. I had to literally stand on my on my feet on my own at some point. I remember I had to come to Joburg where my mom and dad were not here, and I had to really, I remember at some point I used to beg Courts, or the one from I think he was in Spirit of Praise.
That's where I know you from.
Omega, from Spirit of Praise. Man, I did a lot of gigs with these people where I used to just do BVs, but it was part of the learning process, learning how these people do what they have to do. And sometimes I was forced to sing songs or the kind of genre that I just don't gel with, but for the sake of experience, I just had to. Yeah.
Look, that's how you grow. You grow in those unorthodox experiences where it doesn't make sense, but if you step back and you look at the situation, you're actually learning something valuable. And here we are today. Celebrating.
Dude, like people just don't know. I remember I was saying this to my little brother because a lot of people before the Casner Psallo, they were kind of actually shocked that this is my first ever single, ever music to be released, recorded. And they'd be like, dude, so all these years, what have you been doing? And the greatest answer is that I'm grateful that it's only now that I'm releasing my music, because back then I would have released immature music. I would say even holistically, I wasn't at the best place to produce a content that would kind of bring healing to somebody, encouragement to somebody, in the spiritual side and also in the musical side. Because you don't want to only produce music that, has great lyrics, whereas we are failing to respect the quality of the, yeah.
That's what experience does. That's what consistently exposing yourself does. You refine, and it just becomes magical if you allow yourself to go through it. I can easily say yes, you may speak.
I think also enjoying being in the background nurtured me a lot, because when you're in the background as a producer also, like I didn't go to school being a producer. I just had my own gadgets, produced my own things. I would say it is a God-given gift, or talent, as people would say. That also helped me a lot. I mean, listening to people like J Moss. I used to listen to a lot of Americans. Even right now, I've been listening to Marvin Sapp's album. It's so the kind of content, it's not only how they write, how they intentionally place their music holistically, from track one till wherever, it talks to different people with different situations, and not only it being a professional route, but also being intentional about the vision behind your project. So if my latest album is spoken word, every single song should cater to spoken word. So
I fully agree. And look, we're talking about how magical and all these little things that make an album so amazing. And yours is amazing, by the way. I've been listening to it. It's absolutely amazing. And let's get into talking about it. So you called your album "'Tis Done," and I need to know.
Correction, it's actually my single. It is a single leading to an album titled
Apologies.
Yes. So no, it's okay. It does happen. Human error. "'Tis Done." It is a single from my upcoming album, Spoken Word.
Yes. All right. Apologies. I've been listening to your single, and you called it "'Tis Done," and I'm more interested in the story behind it. Tell me a little more about why "'Tis Done."
Yeah, I keep on saying this to a lot of young people that I'm graced to have a spoken word session with them. That most of the content that has been written from a broken heart, that people that I found people actually celebrating. It is done. It is that kind of song. I was actually going through a whole lot of mental frustration, and I needed a song that can take me out of that situation mentally. So I am a very serious lover of confession. I might have been in a very, very confusing state of mind, but I had to find a song that is going to help me to get out of this cave, this dark hole. And "It Is Done" just came out like that. So hence why the lyrics is like, "For I know it is done. It is declared from above. Everything is possible. My story is taking ground. It's done. It's done. It's done." You keep on confessing it's done. I believe you are here with me now. My whole life is rising above. I believe you are here with me now. My life is sweeter. Yes, I'm a winner. So this is a song that also crosses beyond religion, but it is more of the God to all human race. We all need to be comforted at some point. And because of the challenges I personally went through as a young person, "It Is Done." It is one of those songs.
It is definitely one of those songs. And I think at that, we're going to take it all the way to just giving it a listening. And I love it.
Awesome.
Declare from above, everything is possible. My story's taking ground. For I know it is done. 'Tis declared from above. Everything is possible. My story's taking ground. It's done. It's done. It's done, my Lord, it says. It's done. It's done. It's done, my Lord, it says. Say, for I know it is done. For I know it is done. For I know it is done. 'Tis declared from above. Everything is possible. My story's taken down. For I know it is done. For I know it is done. 'Tis declared from above. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. My story's taken down. For I know it is done. For I know it is done. 'Tis declared from above. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. My story's taken down. Say, it's done. It's done, my Lord, it says. It's done. It's done, my Lord, it says. I believe you are here with me now. My whole life is rising above. I believe you are here with me now. My life is sweeter. Yes, I'm a winner. I believe you are here with me now. My whole life is rising above. I believe you are here with me now. My life is sweeter. Yes, I'm a winner. Say, I believe you are here with me now. My whole life is rising above. Yeah. Say, I believe you, yeah. It's rising above you. Say, I believe, say, my whole life is rising above. I believe you are here with me now. My life is sweeter. Yes, I must say, I believe you are here with me now. My whole life is rising above. I believe you are here with me now. My life is sweeter. Yes, I'm a winner. For I know it is done. 'Tis declared from above. Everything is possible. My story's taking ground. Yeah. For I know it is done. 'Tis declared from above. Everything is possible. My story's taking ground. Let's go! It's done, my Lord, you say. Quick one! It's done. It's done, my Lord, you say. Yeah, yeah. Take it up, say, it's done. Say, it's done. Take it up, say, it's done. It's done, my Lord, you say. For I know it is done. 'Tis declared from above. Everything is possible. My story's taking ground. 1, 2, 3, let's go! It's done, my Lord, he said. Choir, say, it's done. It's done, my Lord, he said.
Oh, sure. I don't even know what to say after that. That was absolutely incredible. Congratulations once again on your single, and we can't wait for the album.
Yeah, I should also add this as a disclaimer to the album or to the music, is that it was recorded live with a live audience.
Whoa.
So yeah, it wasn't like a studio project. I was opportune to work with the most, I would say, professional band here in South Africa. People that have worked with your likes of Dokoso, Joy Celebration, Benjamin Dube, some worked with Lira. It's just a whole lot of great musicians and producers. Some also worked on Dr. Dumi's latest, project. Actually, my producer is the one who produced the latest single of Dr. Dumo, Dr. Dumi. What is it? It is the Xhosa song or the Zulu song? I'm not sure. But yeah, his name is Lungelo Ngobo. He has produced my entire project. Yeah.
Look, I have to ask you this question. You've been a backing vocalist for a lot of big names. And now that you're in the forefront, which we are happy about, which artist locally and in South Africa and internationally, which artist would you say you would be willing to just collab with? You mentioned J Moss, big name. You've mentioned, and the others, but who would you like to work with apart from those that you've mentioned?
From South Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
I respect the content or the artistic view of Something Soweto.
Okay.
I have monitored his success from the soil, him being away from the soil. I had few conversations with him by grace, and now that he is his own stable, people like him, people who are unapologetic about, about like art in a whole. People like him. Something Soweto, I would definitely love to work with him. Probably just do like one of those house songs with DJ Tira. I don't know. I just want to do good music, great music with everybody that is willing to work.
Must say though, I wasn't expecting Something Soweto, and I need to ask why. I did not expect him at all. Why? Why specifically him? Look, he's got mad skill, but I just want to know why. It's not a common choice.
I think he is one person, according to me and according to my observation, not only for now, but it's been for years, just observing him, getting his music, watching his interviews. He's one person who has been so constant and very being intentional about his art. He didn't change it for anybody. He is still the same authentic Something Soweto even now. No matter how success has probably elevated him, but he's still that authentic Something Soweto, where there are some people that I would say, yes, they are very, very good, but in time, I think probably maybe success has its tolls on everybody. But yeah, hence why I say Something Soweto. I've seen him from nothing to here, and he is still the same relevant person with content and with also great character also. Yeah.
That's true. And then you didn't answer the international one. Who are we working with?
I would love to work with Mickey Miller, actually. She is away from the gospel scene. She's a soulful musician. She is also like a keyboardist, a producer. She's a pastor's kid. She does a whole lot of underground music. Mickey Miller, I love her so much. Oh man, she does a lot of soul music. I'm a fan of soul music.
I get so the way you compose your song also kind of tells us where your ear has been.
Yeah.
It really does. All right, and then we sadly we do have to close our beautiful conversation, awesome. And I just want to know from you, there's a lot of young people out there, and I think I've got a very big heart for them, because they consistently trying, and I know what it's like to try and not really get those gates opened and not be close or anything close to these beautiful opportunities. But I just want to know, for those out there who are still trying and pushing forward, what advice would you give them?
I just said this to my little brother right now because he is studying art. He does dancing and stuff like that. So seems like myself and my little brother, we're heading in a different headspace. He is one person who is watching me closely, and I will still keep on saying this today, that if you're born into something, if something is kind of owned internally by you, there is nothing much that can actually discourage you from that, whether there is no food on the table or not. Just like right now, I'm just one person where I just believe that when God has planted something so great in you, beyond just a career, beyond just making money, something that I believe that he has a perfect purpose behind it, I believe God will take care of it. That is just the kind of attitude I have. Look at me right now. Things are looking great, and as we're still progressing, but I can only say that I've just been stubborn with that, God, you cannot give me this and just make a fool out of me. So take care of this thing. I don't know what door you're going to open. I don't know who I'm going to work with. Do you? So yeah, music is not for everybody. As much as ministry, like being a pastor, whatever, it's not for everybody. Stay in your lane. If like music is option B, let it be option B. Go to school, go be a nurse, don't be in this field because you want to try. You're going to get tired, and you're going to start name-shaming people who you are saying that they are closing or opening gates. There's nothing like that. When God is in control, those gates, they just disappear.
I like that. So just keep a positive energy. Just keep pushing and avail yourself, and make sure it's a passion. That's what you're saying. Make sure it's your thing.
You said it.
All right. If anyone is looking for your tracks and they just want to get in touch with you, where can they get in touch with you? Where can they get the music? What streaming platforms is it available from?
I would say all digital music outlets. iMusic, Spotify, your choice. Just search Casner Psallo. I am everywhere. My video also, I didn't mention that. My video is also on my YouTube channel, Casner Psallo. The same song that you've been listening to right now. Like I said, it was recorded live. It's on my YouTube channel, Casner Psallo. So everywhere, social media, handles, it's at Casner Psallo.
All right. I hope you have subscribed to our channel, as we have subscribed to yours as well.
I shall do that. Actually, I shall actually do that. Hey.
All right. Thank you so much for making time for us this beautiful evening. May the good Lord bless you in your journey. And we really cannot wait for your album. And hopefully we'll have you back again to talk a little bit more about your album.
Awesomeness. Thank you so much, Portia, and the team and everybody.
Cool stuff. All right. I think that from my side, that's it. Just make sure that everyone, you are actually hitting the notification bell on our channel. Also making sure that you're also following Casner Psallo on his YouTube channel and subscribing and hitting the notification, because you do want to know when the album comes out. But from my side, it is God bless, and may the good Lord be with you all.